All right, this was about love, man. We're gonna talk about love. You know what I mean? I feel like switching it up. Forget the prison stories, forget the hood stories, forget all that today. We're gonna talk about love on this Friday, man. I feel like talking about love. So sit back. This is for the ladies and the gentlemen. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you my breakdown and my definition of love. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. All right, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here today. We're gonna talk about love. It's Friday. I feel like giving y'all some jewels on love. If you ain't trying to hear it, you could, tap out. But just because you love someone, don't mean that they're gonna love you back. You could love somebody with all your heart and give them your soul, your being, and everything. But everything they do don't coincide and don't equate to what you're giving them. And that's when you have to pay attention. Do you want to just love someone or do you want to be loved back? Now, because I like to ride. Let me ride. Let me ride. Now, all my life, because if you read the book, of Rowan Harlem, you can tell that even though it's a gangster story, it's a love story. You know, every time I loved someone and I gave them my all, they always let me down because they don't live up to my expectations of what love is. And just like a friend, you can have a friend and you do everything for them. When they call, you there. When they need money, you there. When they need assistance, you there. When they need somebody to pick them up, whatever, you always there. But then whenever you call them and you need something, they're never there, but you're always there. So that's when you got to ask yourself, you know, do I want to ride this one way street with this person or do I need it to go both ways for it to coincide? Now, a lot of times people don't know how to love us back because they don't love themselves. See, you got to first know, understand, and love yourself before you can know, understand, or love anyone else. You can't just come out and say, oh, I love you. That's just words. That's three words. I don't want nobody to tell me they love me. I want you to show me that you love me. Because, like, being that we ride, like in the book of Ruin Harlem, there was a chapter where when I was in the herb gates with the nurse and you know, she found out how old I was when the cab driver came back from Fordham Road and told her that, I was only 13. She jumped up. Here I go with 4 bullets in me, you know, and she nursing me back. So she jumps up and she gives me a big hug and she tells me she loves me. I pulled out my 9 millimeter and told her, bitch, back up. Don't you ever in your life disrespect me and tell me that. Because at this time in my life, I knew that no one could love me the way I needed and wanted to be loved. So I went on with my life where I love people, females, my homies, I love them unconditionally, but I don't expect them to reciprocate and give me that love back. I'm loving because we all need to love someone. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, yeah, we need to feel love too. Nah, but you don't need to feel love. You need to experience love. You experience love when someone tell you that they love you and show you that they love you. That's the only thing I hate. Don't never tell me you love me. Don't never tell me you got my back. Don't never tell you my homie. I don't want to hear none of that. Show me. I'm from the show me state. You understand? Because, you know, I noticed through my times that all the people that I loved didn't love me back. But I did enjoy loving them. And I enjoyed the friendship I had with them. but I didn't expect to be reciprocated because I wasn't loving to get reciprocated for. I was loving because that's how I felt. So I expressed how I felt, but because they don't feel the way I feel, that don't mean I pull my love back. Only unless they cross me, and that's another thing, because we ride. I'm always looking for someone to cross me. From I meet someone, I'm already thinking, how is this friendship gonna end? I meet a female, how is this relationship gonna end? I know it's crazy, but from being in the world that I was in, you gotta understand that I know I'm screwed up. And I don't want y'all to have to go through life feeling like I'm feeling or living how I'm living. Because, like I said, I can't even trust my own 7-year old son at the time to sit behind me because I'm so screwed up in the head that I knew what I was capable of doing. So I expected the next person to have these same thoughts as me. It took me many years to go through all the trials and tribulation, go to prison, go to ADX in order for me to understand that I can't put my morals and my principles and my expectations into the next person. All I could do is just honor mine. In other words, just because I'm loyal to someone, just because you're loyal to someone, don't mean that they're going to be loyal back to you. But it's up to you if you want to continue to move forward with that person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And people always show you red flags, but we don't want to believe the signs when they come. For some reason, we definitely don't want to believe the signs because we play these games with ourselves that we feel like we could change the next person to feel how we feel. And because we're feeling love, we think we can make them feel loved by being affectionate towards them, compassionate towards them, caring towards them, nurturing towards them. But if they don't have it in it because they're not compassionate, nurturing, or care about themselves, they can never care about you. Everything starts from within. You must love, understand, and care about yourself before you could love, understand, or care about anyone else. I hope this is not too deep for you. This is not for views. I just feel like giving this because so many of my comrades, they come to me and they tell me about the relationships they in, the things that's going on, how the girl treating them, and I'm watching how they treating the female, and I'm like, dog, but you cheating on her, so why do you expect her not to cheat on you? No, because that's my woman. I'm going to leave her if she do that. You know what I mean? Dog, but you're doing it. Just like, you go to prison. I'm riding again. Let me ride. Let me ride. Just like when I went to prison, all the females that I loved, lived with, cherished, gave everything, and called my women was the first ones to walk away and leave me. The ones that I was considering as a side chick, as just a boo thing. Those are the ones that stepped up, but I was so caught up in my own selfish desire of chasing the the glitz, the glamour, the beauty, you know what I mean? The fashion that this one is wearing and such, that I wasn't looking at the person within to choose who was really there for me and who really loved themselves. See, when you get a female and she truly loves herself, she's comfortable with herself, or you find a man that's comfortable with himself and love himself. It goes both ways. You know what I mean? For the females and the males. When you find that right person, you know when that person is the one. You just continue to be you, but look for the red flags and check them off as they come up. Don't just egg them, push them aside, and say, "Oh man, she loved me. She just did that." No, she did that because that's who she is. When someone show you who they are, you believe them. That's what it's about. So because you love him, don't mean, ladies, that he's gonna love you back. And 9 times out of 10 at our age, there's always someone that they had in their past for the men and women. There's always someone that they had in their past that, you know, they're still attached to, didn't get closure with, and still trying to get their attention and their affection. And they moved on. The person, is still trying to get their attention, you know, and they don't want them. And then here you come, you meet this person that's being rejected. But the person that's being rejected, they feel like they have to chase the person that rejected them so that they could feel whole because they feel empty. Like, why don't they love me like I love them? I could change them. I could make them love me the way I love them. You can't do that. You can't do that. So don't say I didn't tell you. These are the jewels that I feel like giving y'all today on this Friday in 2024. We must love ourselves first and foremost and want the same thing for ourselves that we want for someone else. So if you loving someone, then here you go. You have to first love yourself. And then you hope that they catch it, they grab it, they embrace it, and they see the love that you have to offer, and they try and, mesh in with that energy of love that you have. So don't go out there and pick a girl because she got the big ass or the big tatas and all that. Because 9 times out of 10, no disrespect, the women that go out there and get their bodies done, they not comfortable with who they are. So they want to look good on the outside because they really have issues on the inside they haven't dealt with. So they want to put a cape on over their issues. So the cape is the ass, is the tits. You understand? When if someone truly loved themselves, then you will see the beauty in that person and you won't see the outside. It was a show that I seen on TV when I was locked up in Oklahoma Transit Center. Let me ride. It was called Shallow Hal. I think it was spelled Shallow Hal, Hal. You know what I mean? I think it was Joe Black played it with the girl Gwyneth Paltrow. You know what I mean? He couldn't stand fat girls and was like, nah, I'll never take a girl big, this, that, that, I'll never want no big old girl like that, that, that. Then he meets this fat girl that he fell in love with because when he looked at her, he saw Gwyneth Paltrow with the slim body, the blonde hair, the blue eyes looking good. And all his friends is looking at him like, you know, what are you doing? Because when they look at her, they see who she is physically on the outside, which is this big 300-pound girl with a nice personality, but she wasn't his type. So his friends is like, what are you doing? And he's like, man, I love her. And they're like, man, don't you see how big she is? And she's like, no, she's not. She's beautiful. And every time they put the camera on her, when his friends is looking at her, she's this big fat girl, like Rosie O'Donnell, you know? And then, no disrespect to Rosie. And then when they put the camera on her, when he's looking at her, he sees Gwyneth Paltrow. So that means he was seeing the beauty within, and that's what we have to learn to look for, the beauty within instead of worrying about the physical appearance. See, I got a little thing we used to do. I'm going to give you another one, because this is my autobiography I did too. Let me ride. See, I just feel like riding today. It's Friday. When I was in Brooklyn with my cousin, God bless the dead, he passed away. We was over there in the Bushwick section, and we hustled over there in, on Schenectady, right? So while we go home to Bushwick, they had these bad Spanish Puerto Rican girls. A lot of Puerto Ricans over there. They're not Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. But they had the most beautiful girls that when you look at them, you can see the beauty in them. They had the complexion, the long hair. They was light skinned. This was the light skin time when light skin was in. But they was poverty stricken. And here I go coming from Schenectady, with a bag full of money. So I used to, pick them up, take them to the hotel, you give them a shower, take them shopping, buy them some lingerie, make sure they wash their feet, oil them down real good, and spend the weekend with them. Sometimes I would even take them in my cousin's basement, and we in the basement, and their family members is looking for them all weekend. It was all of age for you rat bastards looking for something to say, because I was a kid, so they was older than me. Their family members looking for them. I got them down in my cousin's basement. We drinking champagne, smoking the best weed, we chilling, and this was the Coke era. They sniffing Coke and, we having a ball. And they was our neighbors. And their family members is looking for them for the whole weekend. And they right there in the basement. Well, I don't wash them up, clean them up, and, got the physical looking as good as the inside. I say the inside was beautiful because at this time, Puerto Rican girls did, but the Dominican girls, they didn't talk to the black dudes. So, and that was crazy. That's why I come home now and I see everybody mixing together. You had to know, and my people's from New York know, you had to know a Dominican, and a Dominican had to introduce you to a Dominican girl for a Dominican girl to talk to you. You couldn't just pull up, beat the horn, hey, mommy, how you doing? Come in. They're not even going to look at you because they was already told, don't talk to the Morenos, don't talk to the blacks. But that's how that was. But we over there, and I seen the beauty in them, because every time I go in the building, they smile and they talk and they ask me how my day was, and they might even stand out there and tell me what's been going on in the neighborhood, and you know what I mean? And I tell them, yo, you want to go to Pickens Avenue? You know what I mean? Remember Pickens Avenue? Take them over there to Pickens Avenue, or, take them up there. You want to go to Fulton Street? Take them up to Fulton Street, get them a nice little outfit, take them back, clean them up, wash them up, you know what I mean? Oil them down real good, and, lay back and watch a movie on Betamax. Y'all don't even know what Betamax is. This is how far back I'm talking about. We're talking about in the 70s. See, I'm just bringing you into my world real quick. So we sit there, we're watching a movie on Betamax. I think that one of the movies I used to like to watch was a joint called, Mother-in-Law or something like that. But we're all mother. Something where the mother had the two sons kidnapping girls and tying them up and beating them up. It was a horror movie, but it was real big back then. But that's how that went, right? But the moral of the story is I seen the beauty in the females, and I cleaned up the outside to make it coincide with the inside. So that's what we have to do. If you meet a female, don't look at her because, she don't have her nails done. She ain't got her toes done. She ain't wearing Louis, Gucci. You know what I mean? She ain't wearing the name brand. You know what I mean? Don't look at her for that. Look at her for what's on the inside. Because you could always make the outside beautiful. Because right now you go get the tits, you go get the ass, you go get the makeup, you go get anything you want. So don't get caught up on the physical beauty is what I want you to understand. Because the real beauty that counts is the beauty that's on the inside. And, that's all I got to say about that. I just wanted to tap in and just give you all that for the day to give you a little something different, man. You know what I mean? So this is what it's about. All right? So remember, cop the book of Rowan Harlem. Let's get this thing moving. All right? And make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video, and the Cash App is on the screen. Make sure you hit the logo. It says it was created in 2020. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that Probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.